My mother's smile ossified. My sister Olivia staged a delighted squeal. I stood gripping my coupe, every iris drilling holes through chiffon. Then a stranger in gunmetal silk rose from table 8, voice like Arctic steel. Touch her title and your dynasty dissolves by sunrise. The room swallowed its breath. My father's cufflinks quivered. Drop your zip code below, so I know the uprising has eyes, because the collapse is just igniting.
Like, subscribe.
Bell on. More stories. More power. Every week. I once believed that if I absorbed every barb, if I smiled on cue and covered every shortfall, my family would finally ink me approved. But silence is just unpaid debt with compound interest. My parents curated legacy the way jewelers set stones: snip, polish, display. Mother, Diane, believed perfection was a subscription service. Father, Malcolm, chased standing ovations. Olivia was their limited edition heirloom, the daughter who never needed to prove worth because it was gifted at birth.
Me?
I was the contingency fund, useful, invisible, endlessly renewable. When strangers asked about my career, Diane would trill, "Serena handles spreadsheets in finance, I think." She never mentioned I was global head of structured products at Apex Capital, that my signature greenlit 12-figure portfolios. Success, to her, required a ring and a +1. Olivia never earned her spotlight. It was spotlight earned. She'd coo big sis in front of donors like a borrowed accessory. I bankrolled the varnish. Cleared father's crypto wipeout in 23, wired mother for urgent couture, seeded $95,000 into Olivia's destination wedding. They never asked, they assumed. The week before the ceremony, father cornered me beside the infinity pool. "Front row, darling. It's Olivia's canvas. Keep your brushstrokes minimal." I laughed alone in the valet loop. Minimal. He had no clue. Rehearsal dinner shimmered under lantern arches and wisteria cascades. Mother micromanaged the calligrapher. Father.
Glad han havde soveregnvælt citat.
I nursed a mezcal at the bar, wallpaper. Olivia glided past, voice pitched for nearby ears. Cece's generosity, with the villa deposit, beyond words. Father beamed. Public gratitude, private diminishment, their favorite currency. I told myself one more night of choreography. I didn't know they'd scripted me as the opening sacrifice. Wedding morning glittered like champagne lies. Beneath gardenias and chilled flutes, dread coiled. I arrived early. The grand ballroom smelled of lilies and ambition. Staff swarmed, draping silk, aligning chargers. Mother's voice sliced the air. Bouquet tilt left. Olivia's cheekbone photographs divine. Command, never request. Near the escort card table, he stood, stranger in gunmetal tux, cufflinks like frost. Eyes locked. He inclined his head. "Guard your titles tonight," he murmured, then melted into the bustle. My phone buzzed, unknown. Asterisk, they'll auction your sanctuary at toast. Don't flinch. Asterisk, pulse spiked. Chalet Lirio, my cliffside fortress. Every brick paid in 80-hour weeks and red-eye flights.
Impossible.
Then voices leaked from the bridal lounge. Father measured. During speeches, we unveil the gift. Cameras rolling. Serena can't refuse. Mother, velvet poison. She's married to her job. Olivia needs roots. Olivia, hesitant thrill. She won't mind. Mother, pride is a leash. Blood evacuated my extremities. They weren't celebrating. They were orchestrating a public heist. I retreated to my suite, corridor perfumed with nerves and tuberose. Inside, I opened the fire safe. Deeds, mortgages, compensation letters, every root of the chalet inked in my name. I scanned, emailed my counsel. Ballroom B, 7:45 p.m. Bring muscle. No emoji, no exclamation. I slipped into sapphire silk. Armor, not decoration. Mirror check. Spine straight, eyes flint. The woman staring back no longer apologized. Ballroom swelled with couture and conjecture. I ghosted through murmurs. Olivia's vision is flawless. Serena. Seems distant. Olivia floated past, veil trailing like entitlement. So grateful you're here, Cece. Her fingers grazed my wrist, ownership disguised as affection. I let them. Father clinked crystal, 3 crystalline pings. Before the feast, a word on legacy. Room hushed. Olivia beside him, radiant prop. Mother's hand on her shoulder, Oscar-worthy. My coupe became a shield. Family, father intoned, is measured by sacrifice. Stem threatened to snap in my grip. Tonight we witness extraordinary generosity. Serena will deed her chalet Lirio to the newlyweds, a home for their forever. Applause erupted premature. Flashes strobed. Olivia clasped hands to heart, rehearsed awe. Mother's smile could cut glass. Father extended the mic. Serena, join us, share the joy. 300 heads swiveled. Expectation thick as perfume. I sipped, slow, deliberate. Father's grin twitched. Darling, the stage is yours. Chair legs scraped. Gunmetal stranger rose, voice slicing crystal. Appropriate her equity again, and your holdings evaporate by dawn. Collective inhale. Father's knuckles whitened on the stand. Julian Voss, he continued, card flicking like a blade. Managing partner, Voss and Black. For 5 years we've entrusted Serena with our APAC structured products book. That chalet is secured compensation, ironclad anti-coercion clauses. Gasps rippled. Mother's pearls seemed to tighten. Julian's gaze swept the room. This stunt is live on 4 platforms, currently 42,000 viewers. A groomsman's phone glowed red on a dessert cart. Unintended broadcast. Father stammered, a jest surely. Julian cut. A jest involving public coercion, defamation, and attempted fraud. He turned to the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, exploitation wearing couture. Uproar. Phones rose like periscopes. Father's largest investor, Marcus Lang, stood. Malcolm, Lang and Company severs ties effective now. Penelena cho, logistic titan, cho global wikza. Finally, Reginald Hart, oldest partner. Art Capital Concurs. Father swayed. The mic stand became a cane. Olivia's tears were photogenic but dry. Daddy, fix this, she whispered. Too late. I rose, silk whispering. You scripted a spectacle, I said, voice clear as glacier water. Enjoy the reviews. Mother lunged, palm cracking across my cheek. Audible, cinematic. The slap echoed. Cameras caught every frame. Julian extended the mic. Mrs. Sterling, care to justify assault for the record? Mother recoiled, mascara streaking. You ungrateful. I cut. Grateful girls don't fund your facades. Julian guided me aisleward. Behind us, Mother's sobs rose. Father shouted something I didn't care to hear. Olivia's wedding day turned into a live broadcast of consequence. As the ballroom doors closed, I heard the last sound, a single flute shattering on marble. Outside, the night air hit my skin like truth. I looked up at the city skyline, the reflection of my chalet glittering in the distance. For the first time, I felt its walls weren't cages, but armor. Julian stopped beside me. Are you all right? He asked quietly. I exhaled. I am now. He nodded. You handled that better than most would. I looked back at the glowing doors. No, I said softly. I just finally stopped apologizing. We stood there for a moment, 2 strangers bound by justice. Then he offered his card again. When you're ready, he said, I'd like to discuss something bigger. I didn't ask what. I already knew this wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of theirs. By dawn, the clip had gone viral. 1 minute of footage, Father's announcement, Mother's slap, Julian's voice cutting through. The chaos circulated across every platform before sunrise. Headlines called it the wedding scandal that shattered a dynasty. My inbox overflowed with messages from strangers thanking me for standing up, from women who'd been told for years to keep peace at their own expense. Meanwhile, the fallout for my parents was swift and brutal. Lang, Cho, and Hart all withdrew their contracts. The company's stock dropped by half in 48 hours. Father's apology video, suit tie, hollow eyes, was dismissed as damage control. Mother went online claiming she'd been manipulated, only to be drowned by thousands of comments calling her out for the slap everyone had seen in crystal clarity. Olivia's perfect marriage unraveled before it began. Her husband's family backed out, unwilling to attach their name to the wreckage. I stayed silent through it all. I didn't need to defend myself. The truth had already done that for me. When Julian called to offer me a seat on Voss and Black's global advisory board, I said yes. Not for revenge, but for direction. Because for the first time, I was no longer surviving my family. I was rebuilding myself. Weeks later, I stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows of my chalet. The lake lights flickering like quiet applause. The same glass walls they tried to take from me now reflected everything I'd earned. Freedom, clarity, peace. On the shelf beside me sat a framed photo of my grandmother, her handwritten note beneath it. "Don't let them dim your fire," I smiled. They hadn't. They never would. If you've ever had to stand alone at a table full of people who called it family, know this: you're not alone. Share your story below and hit subscribe. The next story might be yours. Comment your "I stopped apologizing" moment. Like If Peace performance. Subscribe. Your empire is non-negotiable. ***.